Hello, everyone. Good morning. You are able to hear me? Good. So I was told that Suvarna will actually give the pre-speech and introduce me, but I do not see her right now. So because there are only three of you, let me unmute you all. So you can suggest how we go ahead. Unmute everyone. So we have Ilga, we have Crystal, and we have Leventus.
Levante. Yeah. Thank you.
Levente. Okay,
Vanna
good.
just wrote me. She's thinking that she's waiting for the room, but I told her she's in the wrong room. Maybe she's coming now.
Oh, she is in the wrong room.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Because she wrote me, I'm waiting too. I sent her the link again. Just she come.
Okay,
Oh,
Ah,
yes.
there she is.
Yeah, she's coming.
Yeah.
okay. Yes, and
Oh,
Hi.
let me see. I like to put on the camera also. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really clumsy with these things. Okay. Me too. I was in a totally different one. Yes.
yes.
Hey.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, I start off with welcome, Paramatma. It's so beautiful that you join us for this meeting, and welcome everybody in this meeting. I met you for the first time in April 2023 in the workshop in Pune, and
Yes.
since that, my whole life changed. I could give up my search. I gave up all my spiritual practices, and from the message, I got so much ease and peace on a daily basis. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Since 2015, you are the messenger from God. And I will start with a little introduction. This man was born in a non-spiritual, non-religious environment. They had no interest there. He was more a scientific mind and an inquiry mind, and became a successful businessman. One day, he gave it all up because a voice told him to do so. This took him on a journey, in healing the world. He was only interested in helping people who were suffering, who connected with the deities. I think we call it gods, the gurus, and in the upper and the lower world, you did a lot of investigation in the healing until the moment Paramatma showed up, the true God showed up. Since 10 years, he's working for God and working with God. He wrote a message from God, which has touched many people. And I'm so happy to introduce you this life-changing man, Paramatma. For the questions, I like you to be aware that Paramatma doesn't answer questions, no personal questions, no political questions, and no questions about the future. So, welcome.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Suvarna.
Thank you.
And thank you all for coming.
I think later some more people will come, but
So, yeah, I
oh,
understand.
yeah. Let me see. I got some messages from other people, and they said I'm in the waiting room, and she's not here, I think.
No, we don't have a waiting room. It's a direct joining.
I know. So I'm not sure how to do that. Okay, we see. Let's start.
Hallo IBM?
Yes,
If you
I hear that.
Oh.
Ja, ich komme gleich. Ja, danke. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Not
Okay.
for us.
so can you bring them here?
Ooh, the sound
Yeah.
is gone.
Sorry, it was me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry again.
So should we wait for them to join or we can start the conversation
Ja,
rolling?
bitte?
Let's
How would you
start.
It's
prefer?
fine.
Let's start the
Danke.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just say a few words before I take on the questions. God is one thing that never was a part of my life, never a part of my conversation, because my whole life was about that which can be verified, that which can be checked, that which can be, there has to be a reality check. It cannot be a philosophical conversation. It cannot be a hallucinating conversation. It cannot be a conversation around someone who talked something 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years back. So I dealt with that which had a reality check. I dealt with that which had something that I can confirm, something that I can check, and something that I can use. So for me, the utility had the maximum importance. Anything that has no utility did not happen to be a part of my life, did not happen to be a part of my conversation, and did not happen to be a part of my thought process. And utility was the most important thing because for me, I have to live my life. And living life demanded that I have the capacity to deal with the so-called daily challenges. Part of the challenges was psychological, part of it emotional, part of it financial, part of it social, part of it in my health, and part of it was about dealing with, or rather relating to, everything happening in the world. So this is where I was looking for to have some level of freedom, some level of transformation, some level of shift. So automatically in all these things, God had no place because God was just a word. It did not have a validity. It was a matter of belief. It was a matter of faith. It was a matter of trust. It was a matter of surrender. It was a matter of metaphysical conversations. It was a matter of something written in the scriptures by those whom we call prophets. It was a matter of hanging on to when you are drowning. So it's good to have something at your disposal when you are drowning. But in your normal day-to-day conversation, it had no utility. So I did, so that word or that concept or that phenomena did not happen to be a part of my life. And I was perfectly okay being in a place of, I don't know whether God is there or not. There is no reason for me to believe in God. And there is no reason not to even disbelieve. Why there is no reason to disbelieve? Just because I do not know doesn't mean that it is not. So I was in a place of neither belief nor disbelief. I was in a place where God was not a part of my conversation. Why? Because I could not use God. And unless I can use something, it is not a part of my conversation. So that is how I have lived all my life, utility oriented. So when God came to me, and before God came to me, a very brief history of my journey. As Suvarna said, that I was told that I have to leave what I'm doing, where I was pretty comfortable with my business, with my finances, with the way my life was. And as I left, I thought someone will take care of me. But whatever that was did not take care of me. So I plunged. I plunged into a depth of not having anything and losing everything. So I felt I made a wrong choice. I made a wrong decision. But anyway, there was no way to go back. And so I just was looking into where does it take me. And then it took me into the world of healing. And as I was learning or teaching all kind of healing modalities, at some point of time, I wanted my own healing modality. So one day I said to the universe, if anyone is listening, I would like to have my own healing modality. And then after some time, someone came. And this one gave me a modality. And I told to that one that, listen, I want a modality. Number one, it has to create the results in real time. Number two, it has to be very simple. Number three, it has to be teachable. And number four, it has to have repeatability, which means it is not like one-time result. Every time I use, it should show some shift. So that one said, yes, all four are done. And so the next class that I took, I taught that. And I was bringing people into the hot seat. And I was using that protocol to see whether shift was happening in whatever issues they were bringing up. And I found that, yes, it was happening. And so that was a confirmation for me that, yes, what has been given to me is practical and not a part of some hallucination, not a part of some delusion. So now when the class ended, there was a lady who was clairvoyant, psychic, and she came and asked me, is Shiva, the deity Shiva, in our class? And I said, yes, Shiva is in the class because Shiva was the one who gave me that protocol. Here starts my journey with the deities, with the gurus, with the angels. And I found that I had a capacity to connect, to cognize, and to perceive. These were the three gifts that opened up. Earlier, I was not a psychic person. So I am not clairvoyant, I am not clairaudient, I am not clairsentient. I am claircognizant. And being claircognizant, I can cognize, I can perceive, I can carry out conversations with them in my head, and I can check it out. So this was the way that whole conversation started. And then many deities came, many gurus came. They all wanted to give me their protocol. And every class or every alternate class, I would keep on changing the protocol to see whether they worked or not. And all of them were working. They were happy. I was happy. And we thought this was a beautiful partnership happening with the non-physical world or so-called divine world. And it was fun going through till one day I was not able to connect with anyone. And I thought, okay, the game is over now. And then this game stopped for some time, maybe a month or two, I cannot recollect right now. And then someone came and said, you have to work for me. I said, okay, so who are you? He said, I'm God. Now, as a Hindu, we call them God. For us, Shiva is a God, Rama is a God, Krishna is a God. So I said, I know many gods. Which one? He said, no, I am the ultimate. I said, okay, you are the ultimate. So no one above you. He said, yeah, no one above me. Fine. I said, so what do you want? He said, you have to work for me. I said, what is the work? He said, the work is about freeing my children. I said, who are your children? He said, the souls. I said, okay, so freeing from whom or what? He said, you have to free them from the king of the universe so that they can go back to their home. Now I found out that there is a king and the souls are in a place which is not their home, and they are not able to go back home because the king doesn't want them to go back home, and my job is to facilitate their going back home. So this is what I found from that conversation. But I said, fine, but I am not interested in your children. I'm interested in the humans. What would you do for the humans? He said, God said, I will not do anything. I said, why? He said, if I do something, I will go against my son. And who is your son? The king is my son. So the king of this multiverse is the son of God. I said, okay. But the point here is, I am not interested in your children. You are not interested in the humans. So who, how does it work out? So he said that he said, you complete my work and then I will see what we can do. So what was the work that we did? Of course, I had no idea how to do this work. God only said one thing: follow my instructions. Do not do anything more than what I tell you. Do not be proactive. Do not try to be, uh, uh, do not try to do more than what I tell you. Do not try to bring your enthusiasm into it. Do not try to evaluate whether what you are doing is bringing any results or not. Just follow the instructions and step back. That was what God told me. And so every day it was a matter of finding out what I have to do today, doing that much and stepping back. So this kept on happening. My classes, new classes were designed by God, new material I was directed to. I was told to pick up different materials from, from different books, from different sources, from different masters, teachers. So I was picking up material and then I was bringing them into a cohesive structure, creating a conversation around those materials. And I started delivering a 3-day workshop. So this kept on happening. And then there were many things that happened in the workshop. Those things currently have no relevance. We completed the work. What was the work? It was opening a door in the 11th dimension, which is the topmost dimension according to God. The door is now open. The souls can go back whenever they want to go back. God's work, as far as God is concerned, is done. Now he says, I will work for the humans, but I will not give them what they want, number one. Number two, I will give them to the extent I can give, which means that whatever gap you have in your storylines, God can work in those gaps, because God is not going to change your storyline. God is not going to impact your storyline. And it is for the humans to now decide that whether they find God to be more utilitarian than the king or the gods that they worship. And on that basis, they will decide whom they want to be with. So this is a very brief journey of whatever started and where I am today. With that, now I send the ball back into your court, and I will now have a conversation within the questions that you addressed to me. Thank you. So if you raise your hand, my team will actually bring you into the spotlight, unmute you. Whom should we first start with? If you are not able to raise your hand, this if you do, my team will look and bring you in. Okay, bring Suvana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I had a few questions. They're not really
Yes.
urgent. I like to say that you said about the book, you don't have to read the book. And I understand, because, but I think it's so nice if you explain why the book, why you can use the book, because for me it's clear. But I think it's nice if you elevate on
Yes,
that.
uh, the book contains the message of God. And basically, the message of God is nothing but the deceptions that the humans have been made to go through, made to believe. And the deception is a part of their life, a part of their day-to-day existence. And what is the deception? The deception is very simple, that humans should not go to God. Now, that was the whole crux of the game. The king did not want the humans to go to God when God comes to them. On that basis, king started working on the deceptions around 10,000 years back. And that was the time he sent his son, Shiva, first time all the way down from the 11th dimension to the third dimension. And Shiva was told, start giving knowledge of religion and start giving knowledge of spirituality to the humans. And along with Shiva, there was a big number of other beings who also came down, and they incarnated as humans within the humans, and then they started giving these knowledge. So all the knowledge today we have, they come from Shiva, and Shiva started taking birth again and again. One of the birth was as Jesus. So Jesus is nothing but another incarnation of Shiva. Shiva has taken multiple incarnations, and the knowledge kept on coming again and again. So for the first 5,000 years that they experimented, the king was not happy with whatever was done. So everything was wiped out. And that was the great flood that wiped everything out. And after rebooting, again the whole thing started in a different direction. And ultimately the king was happy with which was ultimately like four deceptions were created. The first deception is the deception of the materialistic world, which means the humans were programmed to want more and more. So when a human wants more and more, and there were two fundamental programs that were put into the humans. The first program is I don't have enough. And the second program is I am not enough. These two programs became the basis of everything that the humans were doing. So because they did not have enough, they wanted more and more. And because they felt they were not enough, they wanted to become more and more. From these two programs, the world of materialism started. So humans became so engrossed into materialistic things, which was in the domain of rationality, which was in the domain of logic, which was in the domain of intellect, which was in the domain of where things can be proved, which was in the domain of having uh, proof of everything that we do and that we believe and that we trust. And so when God would come to the materialistic human will say, prove yourself that you are God, number one. And number two, they will say, if you are God, fulfill all my wishes. Both, of course, God was not going to do. So now materialistic humans will not accept God. This was the first deception the king created. The second deception the king created was religion. In the religion, God, every human has their own God, or they don't believe in God. If they have their own God, it is in their place of worship, or they don't believe in God. So when God comes to the religious humans, they will find this God doesn't match with the God that they worship. Or if they don't believe in God, they will say, no, if you are God, I don't believe in you. So this group of people will also not accept God. The third deception that the king created was when the king said that, listen, God is not outside of you, God is within you. And you have to find that God that is within you. And this God that which is within you, they became spiritual people. And the whole journey of spirituality is finding the God within. So when God comes to the spiritual people will say, listen, God is within me, you are outside me. Therefore, either you are not God or you are of no use to me. This is the way the king ensured that humans will not go to God, will not listen to God when God comes to the humans. And this deception is what this book actually reveals. But why do I say that you really do not need to read the book? I say it from a point of reading does not have any utility. The utility of the book lies on the cover page, in that image. And in that image, you can talk to two humans, which God says currently is my face, that I have become the goddess and God, and these are my face with which I come across to the humans. And if the human sees this image for a second, then this becomes their last life. All their sins are wiped out, all their karma will be wiped out, and they will not be taking birth again. Their souls are going to go back home. And of course, the humans doesn't know that they have 11 energy bodies, which is what makes them very special compared to all other species. And all these energy bodies, which were given to them by God, will also go back to God. So, this is how the book has a utility. And when you speak about your misery, about your suffering, about your stress, about all your uh, pain to the book, then we invite you to try out the book or the image on the book for 30 days and see if this serves you in any way. If it serves you, good. If it doesn't serve you, drop the image. So we do not come across to you to make you a follower. We do not come across to you in wanting anything from you. We do not come across to you to become part of a group. We do not come across to you in accepting someone to be a leader or guru or prophet or saint or a holy man who is going to guide you. We come across none of these things. We have zero agenda except for one thing: try out the image and see if it serves you. The end. It serves you, continue. It doesn't serve you, drop it. You don't even have to contact me. You don't have to inform me anything. You don't have to have any conversation with me. So that is how we come across in this work. And that
Yeah.
is why I say there is no need to read the book. But if you are interested, you can read the book. Only problem that will happen is, how can this be true? Why should I believe it? Where is the proof? Why should I believe this person who is speaking to us? What is his credibility? Can he perform any miracles? Can he really give us what we want? No, all those things will not going to happen. So in that sense, we said what is inside the pages is not so important.
Yes. When I was reading the book, this was a year after the workshop, I was so happy that I first did the workshop, because when I was reading the book, I thought, oh my God, this man is crazy. He became whatever, and my mind couldn't grasp it at all. But I had this knowing of how my life was changed the last year. So there was no option of not believing it, but my mind went absolutely crazy. And I was just walking around and wondering, God was never in this universe. This was my mantra for months in a row. On the other hand, I have this practical thing, being in the workshop, doing the releases. It worked. Never, ever, ever something worked so perfectly as the releases and the picture and the mantra. So I was convinced, but when I was reading the book, I was very confused for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's it. Huh? That was for me a big one. I have one little. I'm not even sure if it's a little question. As I was a spiritual seeker, I was for 40 years on the path. Even as a young child, I saw Jesus, and I was very much into all that kind of things. Then I dropped it, and then around 25, it came back. And on my way, of course, it was Ramana and the mountain and the question, who am I? When I did this question, who am I, for the very first time, my whole mind went blank. It was complete emptiness. It was complete kind of sweet, soft, I don't know. It was just woof. And when I was reading your book, I was wondering, was this the spirit that maybe I don't have to understand, but I was kind of curious about it.
Okay. I tell people that you are basically five things. Number one, your physical body, which is we just say body. Number two, your mind. Number three, your personality. Number four, your energy bodies, which were given to you by God. And number five, the spirit, which also is an energy body, but given to you by the king. So you are these five things. And this spirit or this energy body, which has been given to you by the king, and king, by the way, is what you may call it as Allah or Father or Jehovah or Aura Mazda or Mahadev, whatever name, and there are many more names. So this individual has given a portion of his mind to every human. And that portion of the mind is what we call as the spirit. But the spirit is not separate from that mind. So I give the understanding of a ocean and a wave. So a wave rises from the ocean. It has its individuality. So it may be a small wave, big wave, a lot of force, or a gentle wave, but it is still connected with the ocean. It is not separate from the ocean, and it is the ocean. So one of that wave rose from the mind of the king and became our mind, became our spirit. And this spirit created the physical body and the mind and the personality. The energy bodies which were given by God, well, they were not created either by the king or by the spirit. They are just there. So it is so whatever we call as spirituality, whatever it is that Ramana was dealing with, it is nothing but just the spirit. Now Jesus said Holy Spirit, but
Yeah.
spirit is always holy. But its creation is sometimes very bad, sometimes very ugly, sometimes very good, sometimes very benevolent, depending on what our storyline is. Written by the soul, according to that, the spirit manifests reality. And in your storyline, it was there that you will come to India, you will go to the south of India, you will go to those mountains, and you will be with the teachings of Ramana Maharshi, and you will have that question, and then something about that environment and something about that storyline together created that inner silence. And that is what you say is beautiful, soft. So it was the spirit manifesting it.
Yes, I understand. Yeah, thank you.
But there are many people who go to Ramana's place. Not everyone comes into silence. Why is that? If that place has the capacity to create silence, everyone must become silent. It's like water. Everyone who drinks water, their thirst is quenched. We know they say, now I am no more thirsty. In the same way, why people going to Ramana, everyone doesn't come into that silence. And why do people again lose that silence? Why can't they remain in that silence the way Ramana lived? For only one reason, that it has nothing to do with that place. It has to do with the storyline,
Yeah.
and it has to do with the spirit. In your case, the silence was given to you when you were there, and you assumed that place and that environment contributed or created your silence. You assumed that. But spirit can create silence, and it has been creating silence in the prison. It has been creating silence in a very disoriented state. It has been creating silence in the workplace. So spirit can create the same silence in A to Z, all environments. And so it has got nothing to do with Ramana or the mountains or that city or that ashram.
Yeah. I understood that. Yes, yes. Yeah, but I like the way you explain it. It gets more of full picture. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
So now it's time the friends of Suvana open up and come.
Yes.
Engage with me. Have fun with me.
Yeah. I got a question.
Okay. Elga.
Ilga, yeah. Hi. Thank you so much for this.
Did I pronounce your name right?
Yes, yes, it's Ilga. Yeah. Thank you for this.
Elga. Okay, yes.
You were speaking about a gap in the storyline. Can you explain what this is? Why can God work there?
Certain storylines are created with gaps and certain storylines are very tight. Why do the gap come in? There is a movie called The Adjustment Bureau. I do not know if you have seen it or not,
No.
but it's about a, a about the humans, and there are certain agents. The job of the agent is to make sure that the humans remain within the storyline. But there are times when the humans move out of the storyline. Those gaps are created to bring them again back into the storyline. Now, for certain people, gap is a part of their storyline because the structure of the storyline is very loose. For some people, the storyline is very tight and there is no way they can go out of the storyline, and there they don't have the gaps. So if your storyline is very loose, where you are allowed to move in different directions pretty fast, then there are gaps because the agents are constantly monitoring every human to bring them back if they go too much out of the storyline. And this is the gap in which God works without disturbing the storyline, without changing the storyline. Because God says, if I change your storyline, every storyline is connected with 1,000 or 10,000 storylines. All of them are going to be affected. And if they get affected, that will create a huge repercussion in the world. And that is why God doesn't touch the storyline. God works in the gaps. And basically, God doesn't change the events of life, God tries to minimize the experiential pain of the events of life.
Wow. Do I have a loose storyline? Can you see it?
No, it cannot be checked.
Oh, okay, okay.
God
So thank
doesn't
you
allow
for...
me to check that.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Thank you. So, and I have another question. When I was reading the book, I was shocked first, and it was really hard for me the first few weeks to accept it, to live with it. I was feeling like I was falling, and losing everything I could grab on, I could hold on, and I had a lot of questions, but now they're kind of quiet. But I still have one question. What stays if we die? We love people. What do we love? What stays from them? What is there still a connection? What is happening after that? What is leaving the world? Is it only the soul? And what about the human, like what we love in humans? Is this disappearing?
Okay. Now, to answer these questions, it goes two ways. Two ways means before God came into the picture and after God came into the picture.
Okay.
Before God came into the picture, I'll just explain that first. Before God came into the picture, I said that you have a physical body which is burnt or buried. You have a mind and personality is stuck and doesn't go to the ancestral world, then it becomes a ghost. It takes on that story, it takes on that personality, and it remains. Now, what is it that creates the stuckness? It could be either an attachment to the humans in the family, an attachment to the properties, an attachment to wanting to do something like someone murdered them and they want to take revenge, an attachment to ensuring that they started a business and they want the people who are currently there to make that business successful, or it could be an aversion that they hate the people so much that they want to destroy their life. So it could be many reasons for which they become stuck and they do not move on to the ancestral world. And I'm only talking about the first body called the astral body. Now, assuming the astral body did not become a ghost and it moved on to the ancestral world, now there is something called the next body, which is known as the mental body. The job of the mental body is to take on the whole karmic baggage and move on to the next lifetime. From that karmic baggage, the soul then creates a new storyline before birth. The soul does not create the new storyline just for that individual. The storyline is created around probably 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 humans. So it is created in a network as a spider's web. So it in which you are there, your parents are there, your siblings are there, your friends are there, your co-workers are there, all the people who will enter your life and remain there for an hour or maybe day or 10 days or 1 year and then exit. All of their storylines are written together. So all the souls come together and write this storyline in a totally integrated way, not individually. And that is how all the storylines are interconnected and cannot be altered, because if they are altered, all other storyline crashes. So now the mental body takes on the karmic baggage, the soul writes the storyline in consultation with thousands of souls after that. And one thing, what creates the karmic baggage? Let me clarify. It is created from incompletion. So karma, many people assume to be action, good action, bad action. It is really not about good action and bad action. It is about attachment and aversion. If you are attached with someone and you die, that is the incompletion. If you hate someone and you die, that is the incompletion. So everything that carries forward is this incompletion, either attachment or aversion or wanting, three things. You are wanting something and you didn't get it. That is the incompletion. So three things goes forward as a karmic baggage. People think that if I do good things, I am accumulating good karma. No, you don't accumulate good karma by doing good things. It's like in a war, you can you can kill 1,000 people and you will have zero karma. Why? Because there was no emotional content in that. You were following orders, you were pressing the buttons, and 1,000 people got killed. There was no incompletion. So actions don't create karma. Attachments, aversions, and wanting. Three things create karma that is carried forward to the next life. From that baggage again, another storyline is created. So this is the second body, which is mental body. And the third body, which is the etheric body, accumulates the grime. And this grime, when we die, this body takes this grime. This grime is what is known as the negative thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This grime is taken to the king, and because of the curse that God gave to the king, to his own son, the king has to eat this grime. So this is what was happening before God came. Now I said after God came, things became different. What it became different was, number one, this became your last life. Number two, when you die, your soul and all your energy bodies goes back to God. Number three, all the karma is cancelled by the time you take your last breath. So-called sin and merit are also cancelled when you take your last breath. So you cease to be. This is what is now happening after God came. Does that give you some clarity?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. But I was also thinking about the other people around me, which I love. When they die, do I lose them or do they come with? Or what of them is coming with?
Now, what happens is if you are attached to them,
Yes.
then your astral body will not leave them.
Ah,
You will be moving around them. Many a
okay.
times, if they are sensitive, they will feel you, that you are around. They might want to talk with you, even though they cannot see you. And many a times, they don't want to let you go. They want to hold on to you.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go back to your photographs. They want to go and be with those things you played with or you used. They want to have a conversation constantly about you. They want to tell you how they are missing you. They want to tell you how sad they are. They want to tell you how much pain they are going through without you. And if you become identified with them, then you may become stuck in their domain.
Hmm.
So this is what happens after death.
Okay.
So you are now in the fourth dimension, they are in the third dimension.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Wow. Thank you. No other
Any
question right now.
no other question? Okay, then let's see. Anyone else would like to have fun with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Hi from Germany. I
Yes.
met you in March, and I want to tell you that my life it's like a hurricane. So I was spiritual, yeah. I was very much into Shiva. I had the
You met
connection.
me in person?
I met you via YouTube, but I'm gonna get
Via
there.
YouTube. Okay, okay.
Via
Yes, yes.
YouTube,
Yes,
YouTube,
yes.
yeah. I'm
Ah,
gonna get there. I was into Shiva very much. I worshipped Shiva. I was meditating, and there was a big question because I could not meditate in this position of meditating with a leg cross-legged. So this question was ruminating in my mind always, like why I cannot, I'm not able to do it. Can I do it one day? And I was like very stressed about it because I wanted to worship right. And in one morning I went outside and I was trying to meditate, and I asked the question again. I was like, why can I do it? Why? Am I gonna able to do it one day? And then there was a voice from the right head, like very loud, not loud, but like crisp and very clear. And he told me, "You were not born to sit like a beggar." And
okay.
and this crushed everything. I was like, how? I mean, I could not understand how, because for me Shiva was the ultimate. Okay, in my mind it was the one. And I was like, okay, so how can somebody say something like, because it was very clear. I didn't imagine it. I was like, I didn't dream about it. It was very clear and loud. You are not born to sit like a beggar. And then something happened, like everything crashed. Then in 1 or 2 weeks I come across a video on a YouTube with you, and I just sit there and I was listening. And you told me about, you told about this, to download these cards, to download these cards. And I was like, okay, let's try this guy also. Let's see what's happening. And I downloaded the card, and I went home, and I don't remember what I was saying. I have no, even if I try to remember, I don't know. But what happened is that my wanting were gone. And before that, I was always going shopping. I was shopping online. I was shopping outside. I was like always wanting something. I wanted to buy books to read, to know about spirituality. I don't know. I always wanted something. In that, it was a split of a second when everything went like total silence. There was no more wanting. And I was in vacation in Prague. And usually when I'm in vacation, I always go shopping. Like I'll see something, I always want something. That's my nature. That was my always my nature. It was like I read a gift, something I always wanted. I was going to the shops and I didn't want anything. And I was like, what's happening now? What's happening? I could not believe it, and I say, okay, that's this. There's something here. So I I start looking more and more and more, and I'm like, I'm just cannot believe. And it's in March. It's like a few months, and my life is like a hurricane. My relationship is going like, whoo, and also there is like a lot of spiritual attacks. Like to be honest, like a lot. Also physical pain, but I release with the book, and I'm like sometimes I'm even wonder how am I even here, because it's happening a lot, like constantly daily. But I always release every morning. I'm doing the mantra and then I'm doing the release, and but it's good. It's good in a way that I know the truth, and every time I say to myself, whatever happens, I don't care. Even if today is my last breath, at least I know the truth and I know I'm going home. So this is a very good relief, but I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's very hard. And my question is like, is that like, is really like a spiritual attacks from somebody? Like, I don't know what's going on because it's really like painful. It's physical and emotional. But I'm
What?
releasing. I'm releasing.
Yeah. So, what is
Yes.
the question? Can you repeat that?
Is this a spirit? Is like an attack on me? It's like, why would happen, like, because my whole life it was suffering, it was all about suffering, and now I'm suffering more, like double. And I don't
Yes,
know,
it
it's like,
yes, it is true that when you connect with God, there are denying forces that do not like it, and they sometimes create a nuisance in our body or in our mind or in our life. And so all that we do is we tell God that this is happening, the pain or whatever is happening, and then we wait and see what God does about it.
He does a
Because
lot.
there is a denying force that gets
Okay.
activated when we connect with God. This is the downside of connecting with God. So, and
Okay.
that's why I always say experiment. If you feel the upside is better than the downside, continue. If you feel that it is the other way around, drop it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I know. I know. I understand. I understand perfectly. But the release that comes after, it's so peaceful and it's so, because I'm always stunned. Like before half an hour, I was having all these thoughts, this negativity, this whatever was coming, and I knew that it's like this is not me. But yeah, I knew that it's an attack, and then I release, and after half an hour, 1 hour, I feel so good, and it doesn't even bother me, and I'm like, how can it happen like this? And then I know that it's right. It's like it's the attack, and then I release, and then it's attack, and then I release. So it's like a game. But yeah, so I know what's going on. So that's I know what's going on. But it's like,
Okay.
okay, is there is like a purpose to it, or is just like they just bothered? It's like,
Uh,
am I supposed to do something more?
no, you are not supposed to do anything more. God says now the life has no purpose actually. Earlier you thought purpose was about either becoming free from your sin, or the purpose was about becoming free from cycle of birth and death, or you thought the purpose was about going into the higher dimensions, or you thought purpose was about raising your vibrations, or you thought it was about ascending. But God says now all those things don't matter at all, because you are going to leave the domain itself. It's not that you are in a prison and you are trying to move from a small uh, cell to a bigger cell. It's just that you're going out of the prison totally. So how can there ever be a purpose within the prison? But you have to pass your time because you are meant to live certain years. And because you have to pass your time, so God says, try to enjoy what you have, be with what you have, and what you don't have. If you can acquire them, do acquire them. If you cannot acquire them, forget about them. So that is how God says, just live as much simple as you can. The less complicated you make, the less problems you will have. So
So
there
we
is
have to
nothing more
choose.
to do.
Okay, so we have to choose peace, because, for example, I'm now in a relationship where it gives me a lot of trouble. So it would be like for me better to just leave and choose peace.
I wouldn't tell
And
you to live or not live. That, of course, will be your choice, because again, it is a question of what you are wanting out of that relationship. And everything is again a matter of weighing the pros and cons, which means weighing the benefit and the other side of it. So it's all personal decisions. And then if it is your in the storyline, you have to go through it. You cannot even escape it.
exactly, is the
But
storyline.
but the
Exactly.
point here is you are no more serious about going through it. It's like, okay, if it's meant for me to be with you for next few months, few years, or whatever, we will be together, and then let's see where it goes. And the point here is, if you stop having any kind of judgment for your partner, if you stop having any kind of pushing them to deliver what they don't want to deliver, if you have any kind of expecting anything from them, you will notice that that relationship, irrespective of however that person be, will still be much better, and it will not have all that problem. Only problem that comes is if you want that person to be in a certain way, if you want that person to do certain things, and if you want that person to change, now there is a problem. If these
Okay,
things
okay.
are not there, then you might find that it is fun to be with that person.
Thank you,
So,
God.
but
That
again,
really,
it is a
really, that really touched me somewhere, somewhere. Yeah, it's true.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. About the time pass. So it's like I like to open the tarot cards, read tarot cards, like time pass, like I don't know, have fun because I know what's going on, storyline and everything. Is it like is this is gonna disconnect me from God?
Yes. The
Okay,
angelic realm disconnects you from the God. Tarot card
okay,
is connecting with the angels.
okay. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so that's why I'm going to this because I'm disconnected, connected. Okay, now I got it. I got the answer. Thank you very much. Yes, that's really important for me. Thank you. Yeah, if
Okay.
I
Anything
didn't,
else?
yeah, I didn't prepare no question because I was like, okay, my mind is gonna prepare a question, so I just wanted to let it flow, to just like come out of me.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I got the bigger picture. So yeah, thank you very much. It's my life is just
Okay.
much better, much better, much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Ladies, anyone else would like to jump in? Or you'd like to have fun just watching me? So only two left, Farah and Crystal.
Crystal. Hello? What did you
Yes,
say?
who is? I said, would you like to jump in and have fun with me?
Well, I don't know. I'm listening. For me, it's quite a lot. So,
Of
yeah.
course, it is quite a lot
Yes. Yes.
because you never heard probably all these things.
A little bit. I tried to read the book, but it was for me too much.
Too much, yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, but it was too much. So I asked Sufana, can I do something else? So maybe talk to the picture. That's better. But I couldn't read the book, the whole book. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be. I myself tell people don't try to read it because it will be too much, and you
Yeah,
will find what can how can anyone write all these things?
yeah,
It's okay if it was fiction, but as if it's written as if it is true, and that makes it more difficult.
yeah. So
I understand.
I I try to talk to your picture every day with my problems. So that's what I do.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
So you have no questions for me.
I don't know. I don't know not yet. I don't know. I have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there anything in life that you have always had a question but you never got an answer?
Yeah, maybe what can I do to get in peace and to in peace and have no pain. So, but yeah,
And you got some answer around what to do to get peace?
but I'm trying. I'm trying to talk to the picture. I don't know. I don't know. It's difficult. Yeah,
What is important, peace or freedom?
I both. Both, I think.
For me, actually, freedom is more important. Why? Because I may not have peace.
Freedom, I'm sorry, for you is freedom more important?
Yeah, and not peace. Because if I have freedom, then it makes no difference whether I have peace or I am totally stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what freedom is.
Freedom is very, very important, yes.
So I've always I mean, given a choice, I always have chosen freedom over peace, bliss, happiness, joy. Because freedom means that whether they are or whether they are not, both are okay.
Yeah.
So when someone looks at me, it's like my wife, she says, "You haven't changed in all these years. And what do you go out and tell to people?" I tell them that I am not a person who is enlightened. I am not a person who is at peace. I am not a person who is blissful. I am not a person who has attained the nirvana. I am not a person who has become a Buddha. But I am a person who has freedom, which means I am full of negativity and I have no issue with it. I am not complaining about my negativity. I am not holding on to my negativity. I am not trying to uh, become, how would I say, giving me a tag that I must never be negative. So I have freedom to be negative, 100%. That is my freedom. There are people who say, no, I must never be angry, or I must
And
never be jealous, or I must
mm,
never be whatever, that whole
I know.
list. But I said, what's wrong with being all of them? The problem is if you don't have freedom, you will continue to be angry and become righteous about your anger.
You're right. Maybe I used the wrong word, peace, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But the word changes everything, which means you're free right now and you can be angry and you
Yeah.
can be sad and you can be depressed and you can have fun, and
Yes.
every moment you can have different moods. But the point is, you are never complaining. You are never feeling there is something wrong with you. You are never feeling that you are lacking something. You are never feeling that I have to change. You are never feeling that the way I am or the way God made me, I am not perfect. Those
Yeah.
feelings don't come at all. That is what happens when you have freedom.
That's wonderful. Yes. Because
And
I
that's
have
what,
because I have the feeling I don't when I'm sad, no, it's not good. When I'm jealous of whatever, it's not good. It's not good. Well, I have that, yes.
so this is what is freedom, where it's not good doesn't come in. It's good, I'm jealous. It's good, I'm angry. It's good,
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be always sad. And I don't have to be always angry. So let this anger be there and it will drop one after a few minutes or after an hour or whatever. And then I've moved into the next one and the next one and the next one. Problem is when people are in denial, in that denial, they become stuck. So
Yeah,
in freedom,
deny
in
of
free,
shame of I have how do you say that? Prejudice. You are not allowed to be sad or whatever or jealous or
yeah, others may say that they will judge you, but as long as you don't judge yourself, it's
yes,
beautiful.
I know. But it's difficult
No,
to
it's
not
not difficult. It's
but
just to remember. It's just to remember that I'm a human. I'm not a machine. A machine can be something which is perfect. I'm meant to flow. And if I'm meant to flow, I will flow from the bottom to the top and back to the bottom and back to the top. And my freedom is that I can flow.
Really.
That is what is my freedom.
You can flow with your
But if,
mind.
but if you say peace, it means you're stuck in one point. So that's why I say I don't want peace. I want to flow.
Yes, me too. Me
And
too.
as long as I'm flowing, I'm alive. There are many people, I come from India. There are many people here who are like so much in peace. They cannot laugh. They can't gossip. They can't have
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
They are always serious. There is no smile on their face, and they're just like no emotions should go up and down, and they are like dead.
I understand. I don't have that, but freedom, yes, that's. I understand what you mean.
So freedom is equal to aliveness, and aliveness means you will go up and down.
And to obtain that, I try to talk to your picture. I try to wait.
No, it's not about obtaining. It's already happening.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes you are sad, sometimes you are angry, sometimes you are uh, jealous, sometimes you are wanting to vent out. You're already flowing. And if this flow you can maintain without judging yourself,
yeah.
you will also experience the other flows of joy and happiness and peace and ecstasy and bliss. The point is, you are not able to flow in these things called anger, uh, jealousy, sadness, grief, stress. First, learn to flow there without judging yourself. Then you will access the other flow.
I understand, but that's the.
But you are stuck here. So it's nothing, it's very easy.
Yeah, maybe for
The
you.
only thing is, no, the only thing is you don't have to tell yourself this is wrong.
Yes,
Every time say this is right, this is perfect. Whatever is happening is perfect, and the flow will continue. And watch where it takes you. So it more probably starts with jealousy and then it takes you into anger. Okay, perfect.
yeah.
Just keep uttering the word perfect. And the anger takes
So
you
when
into sadness.
so when I'm very angry, I have to say to myself, it's okay. It's okay that I'm angry and I'm screwing to somebody else. It's okay. When do you understand me?
Yeah, it's okay if you have screamed. It's okay if you have screamed on someone. And then you can go and tell them, listen, I vented out. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me.
Yes, I told them that. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah.
So it's very simple. The the whole problem is you are saying it's not possible. It can happen to you, it cannot happen to me. No, it can happen to you only as long as you say this is perfect, and only as long as you are not trying to go from the bottom to the top. Be in the bottom, explore the bottom, and one day you will find the top has happened. You are in the top. All these things, peace, bliss, silence, and all other positive words, they happen when you are able to be in all the negative states, in a state of flow. But the moment you put a break on any of the negativity by saying this is not good, this should not be, this must not happen to me, why I'm doing like this, why
Yeah.
I'm in this place, I must never be sad. I must never be angry. Now you are stuck.
I understand. Yeah.
So do not pursue the positive traits of life. They show up. Be in the negative traits of life in a flow. Roll over from one negativity to another negativity.
Yeah.
And then there is no problem. And one day you will find the positivity is creeping into your life.
Okay. I will talk to Stefana in Dutch.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for having fun with me.
Thank you.
And have fun like this with people in your life.
Yes. You.
Thank you. Okay. I think, Subhana, we have talked with everyone. Hmm? Who? Ilga, yes, please. Yes.
Yeah, hi, thank
You're
you.
muted.
Still?
Yes,
Can you hear
yes,
me?
yes.
No, okay. Okay, thank you.
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, good. So you were speaking about losing the connection to God if you choose to take the tarot cards. And is it also if you're using like affirmations, you always disconnect from God?
No, if you're using positive affirmations, you don't disconnect from God.
Oh,
See,
really?
God says that which is within the realm of the mind, you can use them all. Like psychology, like therapy, like positive affirmations, like NLP. So these are the things which is in the domain of psychology, psychotherapy, and mind. You can use them. But do not use hypnosis because they take you into another domain.
Okay.
Hypnosis can take you into the fourth dimension. God wants you to remain in the third dimension. If you go into the tarot card, they take you into the angelic, they connect you with the angelic realm, which is in the fourth dimension. That's why
Okay.
God says, do not go out of your dimension.
Ah, okay. So, and if I ask like the universe to bring something good to me, that is also
That is
changing the
again, you are
dimension?
connecting with the upper dimensions.
Yes.
So
So then I
that is how you get
disconnect.
disconnected from God.
So and then
And then
I
God is very clear that not every human will want to be with me. Why? Because the humans are still in a place of lot of wanting, still in a place of desiring, still in a place of where they believe that if they ask, the universe delivers, if they worship, the gods delivers, if they practice, something else delivers. But the fact is, nothing delivers if it is not meant to be delivered. But how can you know that? You do not know what is in your life. So we have been given many modalities, we have been given many narratives, we have been given many conversations in order to have those practices in our life, like asking the universe. So it is for you to decide that do you want to continue to play that game, the game of manifestation, the game of attraction, the game of creating realities, the game of creating, having abundance in your life, or you want to be with God? And God says it is perfectly okay not to be with God and not to want God, and be
Mhm.
in those places where you can have lot of fun, because in the end this is your last life. And
Mhm.
if you can have lot of fun there, in the manifestation, in the attraction, in creating reality, in creating abundance, go ahead and have fun.
Okay.
God has
So
no
that is
problem with
okay.
that.
That is good.
That is okay. But
So-
God says, I will step back.
Okay, and if I then come back and ask for grace to connect again, then God is saying,
That
no, no,
doesn't,
this.
then it doesn't happen because God says only one chance.
Oh, really? So maybe I missed it already.
No,
Okay.
you didn't miss. Right now, you are connected with God.
Okay, thank you.
After the interview, whatever you decide will then make the.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
right. So, Suvana, now we have talked. Oh, Farah, would you want to talk with me? Bring Farah. Yes, she has unmuted. Hi,
Good day. Yes, I'm
same to
listening
you.
and I am listening and I am I don't have questions. I just listen and wonder what you are saying. And
So,
it's a lot of information.
what kind of journey do you have in life?
Oh my God. Mm, for now, I just flow in life. I try to flow in life and um yes.
So, why you have so much of sadness in you?
Oh my God, you can see it. Yes, I'm going through a lot of things right now, personally, and yes, yes, a lot of things are happening since December this last year. Yes, and
And they are overwhelming you.
what does that mean?
It means they are too much for you to bring all your energy down. All these events are too much for
Yes,
you to handle emotionally.
yes, I think so. And yesterday I had a very busy day, so today my day is I feel a little off energy, low energy today. But
Okay,
tomorrow will be
what I'm
better. Tomorrow will be better, I know, or this evening.
it can be better even right now. There's no such
Mm.
thing as tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow is a conversation we give us in order to be responsible.
Mm.
Being responsible is like engaging with, okay, this is what is happening in my life, and this is creating my current, let's say, whatever that thing is. Let's use the word just sadness. It is creating a sadness. It is creating something called a sense of loss. It is creating something like uh, life has no meaning and purpose. There is no hope. So there's nothing wrong in that. It is a phase you are going through.
Mhm.
But are you going through with it in a flow? Because when you go through all these things in a flow, the difference would be that you would still be able to smile. Your energy will not go down to this extent. You will be able to bounce back fast.
Mm.
You wouldn't need days and weeks to bounce back. Even an hour or maybe just one sleep, and you are back again. You're bounced back. Physically, it is difficult to bounce back because physically they generally take a lot of time. But emotionally, it is very easy to bounce back. Very easy in the sense it doesn't need a lot of time to bounce back. If I have a disease, I need a lot of time to really heal it. But emotionally, I don't need that much time to heal it. It is just that I'm aware that this is what it is. And then I move on to the next level of what is it that I would like to experience. And when you say that I want to experience freedom in my current state, so freedom is the choice that you are choosing. Suddenly it alters your experience of sadness, the way you are experiencing your sadness, the way you are processing the events of your life, the way you are feeling that you have either been betrayed, or the way you are feeling that you have not been honored or respected, or the way you are feeling that you have not been given your due, what is due to you. Well, fine. But can I have freedom here? Now, we do not know what freedom truly is, and we do not know what flow is. But we know one thing, that when freedom happens, even when I am in the bottom of my emotional state, I am still much better off than when freedom doesn't happen. So it is not about going out of my sadness. It is about being free within my sadness. And I don't know what that is. I do not know how it will show up. I do not know how to create. I do not know in what way to manifest it. I do not know what actions I have to take. But I just know that I am choosing freedom within my sadness. I'm not choosing happiness within my sadness. That will not bring you out, because then there is a judgment about your sadness, that this is bad and something that is good is yet to come. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about freedom within my sadness. And in that choice, the sadness will transform. It will still be sadness, but it will have a different element. It will have a different flavor. It will have a different way it is showing up in your life. And so keep choosing freedom in every aspect of your life, in your relationship with people, in your relationship with money, in your relationship with your body, in your relationship with your workplace, in your relationship with your boss, in your relationship with your siblings, parents, whatever. And you don't know what that means truly. Because if you know, then it is not freedom.
Okay.
So this unknown factor called freedom is what I'm choosing.
And is it necessary to know the meaning of freedom?
No, then you will miss.
Okay.
If you know the dictionary meaning, or if you know the meaning that you created about freedom, you are going to miss.
Mm.
Why? Because now you are going to define it, and the moment you define it, you have limited it. The moment you have limited it, you have constricted it, and now it has to show up exactly the way that you have defined, and it cannot have the freedom to show up. Freedom cannot have the freedom to show up outside the way you have decided what freedom is.
Mhm.
So for freedom to show up, what truly freedom is, outside of what you think freedom is, you have not to know what freedom is.
Mhm.
But
This,
keep
yeah.
choosing freedom
Mhm.
in every aspect of your life, and let freedom decide how it wants to show up.
Mm. Yes, that's a very beautiful sentence. Yes, and being not judging about anything I feel, that is so important for me, because
Yeah,
that creates a lot of
actually what I do is, whenever I judge people or whenever I judge myself, I go and tell people I'm judging.
Yeah.
Please, may I have your grace, God?
Mm.
That's all I do.
Mhm.
I'm wanting to beat myself up. May I have your grace, God? I'm wanting to beat those people up for doing what they did. May I have your grace, God? That's
Mhm.
all I
Yeah.
do.
Mm.
Because this is one access to creating freedom.
Mm.
I told you in the beginning that for me, God is not, even though God is an individual, I treat God as an utility.
Mhm.
And for me, that utility shows up as freedom. So for
Mm.
me, God is freedom.
Mhm.
It may not be what God is, but that
Mm.
is what, because this word freedom has a utility in my life.
Mm.
And it has a utility without me controlling it, without me
Mhm.
limiting it, without me knowing it. Just
Mm.
like I do not know what God is, I also do not know what freedom is.
Mm.
But I know that this can transform me, this can shift me, this can create something beautiful in me, exactly where I am, not with going to another place, not by going into happiness. So when I say I choose freedom, exactly where I'm, which means I choose freedom in my sadness. May I have your grace, God? So I invite people not into the positivity. I invite people into a freedom that they do not know, that I do not know, and that cannot be limited by defining it. And the way it shows up today, it may not show up exactly the same way tomorrow. And it will not show up the way we expect it to show up in our life. Because how do we expect things to show up in my life? If I'm sad today, I should become very happy. That is my expectation of freedom. No, that
Mhm.
is not what freedom is. That's called fixing life.
Mm.
So in order to be happy, I'm going to eat some very delicious food. I'm going to be with people whom I love. I'm going to see a movie that I'm going to enjoy. I'll do some shopping that in where I'll have fun. These are all fixing life in order to be happy. I'm doing all these things in order to be happy and coming out of my sadness. This is not freedom. And so freedom will never show up within your expectations. And most of the time you will miss it. Why? Because you said only when it shows up within my expectation, I will say it is freedom. And outside it, it is not freedom. And within that sadness, you might experience a little lightness. That is freedom. You might experience little less thoughts. That is freedom. You might experience having a little more energy to go and cook something. That is freedom. It shows up in little things. It doesn't create a miracle that you can go and advertise.
Okay, because when that is freedom, I also experience it. I know it.
Yes,
Yes. Yeah.
exactly. Everyone experiences it. There is
Mhm.
no human who doesn't experience freedom. The only problem is they want it in a certain way ongoingly.
Mhm.
But it always changes its color. It's the way it shows up.
Mhm. Yes.
So that's what I'm inviting you to.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Farah.
Yes, thank you for your conversations. Yes, thank you.
That's why I say it's always fun talking with me.
Mhm.
Okay. So I think Savannah, everybody has joined, whoever had to join. And is
Yes.
there anyone? wanting to have a last conversation? I don't
No,
think.
Agnes or GD, I'm not sure who that is.
hmm?
No, I don't hear anything. I really, really, really love the way you talk about freedom. I didn't hear that so well. I don't understand the Hindi, but very beautiful. I totally enjoy it very much. I want to thank you from the deepest of my heart. So beautiful. And I definitely going to try to get many people together again for another European.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Suvana. Thank you
this
so
is
much.
so
And
beautiful.
thank you, all the friends of Suvana. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.